Hey guys, so today we are taking a trip down memory lane because I'm doing the how I did my makeup in high school tag video. Let's just take a moment and pause because my makeup was a hot mess. I'm just saying it because it's crazy. I'm gonna show you a picture. I found a picture of my senior portrait and yeah, girlfriend needed some makeup tips. So, you've been warned, this is going to look a little crazy, and I'll share some things about myself from high school throughout the video and kind of just, I don't know, just be more relaxed and chill about this. So, let's get started. Alright, so, my makeup in high school was a little crazy. Just a little kind of bit about myself. I have always loved makeup. I've been surrounded by makeup my whole life. My mom used to sell Avon and Mary Kay. She's always had her little stash of makeup and nail stuff. So that's always been something that's been a passion of mine. So I wasn't allowed to use makeup in middle school, and I also wasn't allowed to use makeup for the first 2 years of high school. Why? I don't know. Also, my mom didn't allow me or my sister to cut our hair. So my freshman and sophomore year of high school, my hair was down past my butt. Yes, it was that long. So when she said, go for it, cut it, I cut it all the way, you guys. All the way where I barely touched my shoulders. And so those first 2 years of high school, I actually used to wear makeup during class and during school, but I would wash it off. Yeah, bad self. I would wash it off when I got home before my mom came home from work. And I used to borrow stuff from my friends. We used to go and do our makeup in the bathroom, and it was so funny, but I used to use a lot of black eyeliner. And there was times where I would do like really thick black eyeliner, and I would take the eyeliner with a lighter and kind of light up the tip of the liner to make it smooth and creamy, and it would just glide on because we were using like cheap crap. It was probably not good for our skin back then, but I had like a little stash, and yeah, sorry mom if you're watching, but I did wear makeup. So when she finally allowed me to, this must have been like junior and senior year time frame, she gave me some things of hers that she didn't use, and it was just hand-me-downs from her, and I just took it and ran with it because I was able to wear makeup openly in front of my mom and not get in trouble. But it wasn't like the best stuff. I could have made some better choices. So I'm going to show you guys a picture. Are you ready? Are you... Oh my god, this is so funny. Are you ready? This is me when I was in high school. I've changed a lot. My face was definitely fuller, and I'm covering up my tassels so that you guys can't see, or people can't see, the year that I was in high school, because that was a very long time ago, believe it or not. So yeah, let me get a little closer so you guys can see like the eyes. So there it is. Crazy brows, crazy. That was when I actually had highlights, and there was a lot of time in my life where as a kid in high school and even after high school where I was blonde, and I even went as far as being platinum at one point. So, fun little fact, but let's get into this. It's so funny because when I'm looking at my smile and stuff, it's still the same. That my teeth are obviously still the same. I have never fixed my teeth, and I don't plan to, but yeah, this is crazy. This is just crazy. Okay, so let's do it. All right, so it doesn't look like my skin had a lot of imperfections. I probably had the best skin in high school, and I kind of miss it. I didn't start having bad acne and cystic acne until after high school. I don't really know why. I mean, I had some really good skin. My skin looks pretty even in this photo, and so did my prom photos, although those were kind of blurry because they were the cameras where you would take a picture and then you take it and drop it off to get developed. Yeah, back in those days. So we didn't know that the pictures were going to be blurry until you actually got the film developed. So I am going to do a little bit of evening out my skin tone because I do have some imperfections, some scarring, and just some kind of light redness here. So I've been using the Makeup Forever foundation because my skin has been really dry and it's been peeling a lot lately. And if I use my stick foundation from Anastasia, which is my favorite foundation, it will accentuate some of the dryness and make it more apparent because it is a bit of a drier formula than something as runny and liquidy as this. we're gonna see. But I'm gonna start priming the face with the Too Faced Hangover Primer, which is my go-to, has been for quite some time. I'm just using a little bit. Okay, and then I am going to take just a tiny bit of oil, my regular oil that I use in the morning as my moisturizer, and I'm just going to press that into my chin because that's where I'm peeling, and around my nose, tops of my nose, and my forehead, and then just kind of pat and press. Okay, I also have my beauty sponges. Those types didn't really exist back in those days. We had the regular like wedges, which I probably did use those. I did use foundation that didn't even match me as well. I do remember that because that's how I got caught. Yeah, I got caught because I was stupid. I used the foundation that was way too pink for my skin because I have golden tones, and I was going to a field trip for my ROTC in high school. It was like our field day or whatever, and I had it on, and I didn't think she was gonna notice, but she did, and oh Lord, hell broke loose. She was like, "You wait till you get home." I was in some serious trouble, you guys, because I didn't blend it right. I had streaks. I didn't blend it past my like jaw, so you could definitely see. And she's like, no. She didn't even have to say much. I knew I was in deep shit, so. Yeah, I think that's giving me a nice, more even complexion, so I think we'll just leave it. Although you can see my nose is like peeling. Ugh. I don't think I wore a lot of stuff. So I am going to have to kind of cover this because I didn't have any of this in my photos. I had really good skin. Why? Okay, anyways. I'm going to take some of my Anastasia concealer. This is in the shade 1.5. It's very thick, very full coverage. It's a little intense, so I do use it very sparingly. I'm going to take just a little bit on a beauty blender on the very tip of it and sort of work that into the sponge, pressing it into my skin, warming it up, and then I'm just going to kind of push it over and just kind of try to diminish the appearance of these as best as I can without putting too much stuff, if that makes sense. So I'm going to lightly set everything as well because I do get a little bit oily, and I like to use my Cinema Secrets Ultra Lucent Powder. I've talked about this before. Nothing new. It's the same powder I always use. And I'm going to lightly just kind of push that into my foundation just to kind of prevent any oil from breaking through because I don't remember if my skin was super oily. I know it was, I didn't have any acne back then, so that I do know. So I don't know if my skin was still oily or more normal and balanced, but I'm oily now, so we gotta fix this. So I'm not gonna put too much because the photo does look like my skin looks like skin. It doesn't look overly matte or overly dewy and shiny. It just looks actually quite nice. So I do need to do concealer. I don't know if I did concealer and what kind I used back in high school, but I do know that after high school I used to use super white concealer, and it would look so off. Like my family used to make fun of me because it was crazy. It was just the wrong color. So I'm not going to go that far today. I'm just going to use my normal concealer. This is the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. I wear the shade Light, and this is pretty light, so it will give me a nice sort of brightening effect. And I try to do the best that I can with diminishing the appearance of these scars. They're really dark, so I tried. Otherwise, I'd be here all freaking day piling on 10,000 pounds of makeup just to cover it for a video. And I'm not going to do all that because I ain't got time for that. So I'm just going to kind of push this into the under eye area using the Real Techniques. These are the Miracle, the mini erasers. I love these. Are so good. You guys have to try it. And these are just so easy to use. They're so good for blending out makeup. And I'm going to take a little bit around my nose because I want to blend this down just a touch as well. Alright, so let's go on to the brows. Not much on the brows, honestly. It looks like I didn't even do anything to the brows. They were thicker, and they were really light here and then just fuller. So instead of actually filling them in, I'm going to use my Benefit Gimme Brow just to kind of define them a little bit better and add a little bit of color to them, because they look kind of crazy right now without anything on them. And this is not going to be very perfect because I didn't have that much time in the mornings getting ready for school. I just slapped everything on, and you could tell. But that just instantly just does so much. Just that one brow, it's like, yes. I wish that this product existed back then. I do have other pictures when I was in ROTC with my, it was Air Force ROTC in my high school with my uniform. And I wish I could have found those pictures to show you guys, because some of those pictures were more up close, like headshots, like really up close, zoomed in, where you could really see the makeup. It was like thicker, the black eyeliner, than what I actually wore for my senior portraits, but it was thick, and the same eyeshadow, which, wait for it, it's coming. Now for my blush, I don't remember what color it was. It doesn't look, here, let me cover this up. From the picture, it doesn't look too peachy, too berry. It doesn't look super, super bronzy either. So I think I'm gonna mix a couple different things. I'm gonna mix Benefit Hoola and my butter bronzer from Physicians Formula to kind of act as my blush. But I also want to add just a touch of like a berry tone to it. So this is the e.l.f. blush palette in light, and I'm going to use just a touch, like a teensy bit of this berry shade here. Not a lot, because it wasn't very noticeable, but it seems like there's might be a little something there that kind of looks a little bit kind of berry. I'm going to pat this, tap some of that off, and then just kind of go for it. I probably did have a like blush compact, and I probably used a little brush that comes with it, which I don't even remember having brushes. I don't even think I did, because I couldn't afford that. So it might look a little better this time. All right, so let's do the worst part, the eyes. Okay. So my thing was, it was a loose pigment. I don't remember the brand. I want to say it was the Bonbons brand that you could find at Walmart that were like 98 cents. Tiny little jars of like loose eyeshadows. They had like little tiny mini nail polishes and little tiny glosses that had like little keychains. And I couldn't find those, nor the lip gloss. I used to use this like shimmery white, kind of clearish lip gloss from Lip Smackers. It smelled like straight up cupcakes, and I loved it. I couldn't find that. I'm pretty sure they still make it, because they still sell the Smackers, the Lip Smackers, and all of the flavors and scents that I used to use and love, like the Dr. Pepper and all that stuff. So tried to find something that was very similar, and I picked up the shade called Sugar from Wet n Wild. It's like their individual little eyeshadows in a very icy, shimmery white. It looks like this. I'm gonna let that sit with you for just a second. Shimmery frosted white from the root of my lash to the brow. What was I thinking? Like, and I thought that was cute. Well, girl, it's not. But anyways, I'm gonna do it, because that's what I wore. It was a loose eyeshadow, which is probably gonna be more intense than this. I'm hoping that this doesn't look that bad. So I'm going to use a Delling Tools 766 brush. It's an angled brush. And I'm just going to just apply this all over the lid. And all the way up to the brow. I think this color is a little bit lighter than the other one. So I think I'm going to have to really pack this color on. Okay, so what I'm doing is just really packing this on, because that's exactly how it looked. Terrible. You want to hear something even funnier? And it's bad. I used to wear this same color right after high school, except for the dark brown. I used to use a teal. Like a Wet n Wild teal. It was the long pencils in like a teal aqua color, and I used to do like a little wing to it with the same really intense shimmer. Terrible. I told you. This is terrible. Liner looks more of like a dark brown. mostly like the waterline kind of smudge on the lower lashes and maybe really close to the root of the lash, like a tight line. I don't actually see any visible liner, but when I did, it was a black pencil and it was thick. So we're gonna do brown, and I'm going to use the NYX Très Jolie in the shade brown. Oh my god, I'm looking at myself in the mirror with this and it brings back so many memories. Like, I feel like I'm getting ready for my senior portraits. Like, this is crazy. And so I'm going to try to smudge this. This pencil, for some reason, it's a little bit on the dry side. I don't know if it's because I need to get a new one and throw this away. But I'm just going to take it and kind of smudge it and make this look a little bit thicker. There we go. I think the one that I used in that one was a little bit darker. But we're just going to make it work. And then the next thing is mascara. I know I use black mascara. I use the cheapest one. When I was living on my own, my first apartment, I used to use the Maybelline Great Lash. That's the worst mascara ever created in the whole entire planet. That's the worst mascara ever. But it was black and it was like $3 and that's all I could afford at the time. So I'm just going to go in with my normal mascara, the Tarte's Paint, because that's just currently what I have. And I love this mascara. So let me just use something that's really good, because this makeup, no. For lips, I always wore a very light, almost clear gloss. I don't have the one that I use. I couldn't find it, so I'm going to just mix a couple different shades. I have the NYX Butter Gloss, which I love these, in the shade Creme Brulee, and then I also have a light pink. It's called Natural Pink, the shade. It's the Makeup Revolution Amazing Gloss. These are very light, so I'm going to take a little bit, because it was mostly just giving my lips a nice kind of glossy shine. I always had chapstick, and I always had like those little lip smackers. I always used to carry them in the pockets of my jeans. Alright, and there you have it. This is how I did my makeup in high school. A little crazy. It's actually not that bad. Honestly, the eyeshadow, yes. I would never take this color all through the crease and all the way up to the brow. I would use just this color on the lids and then some kind of neutral mattes in the crease to sort of tone this down and keep just the shimmer on the lids. But this is how I did it. Yep, this is how I did it. And the only thing that would be different would be the really thick eyeliner. I didn't always do that, but I did, and it was always just a black pencil liner. It was just the traditional ones that have the sharpened ones, the wooden pencils. Those, instead of the retractable ones, those are the ones that I use, the cheapest one. Like, I probably even wore some from the Dollar Tree because that's what I had, and I was happy with it. So this is it. Of course, my hair is different than my photo. Because I was more blonde, and now I have like red tones, and I've been red for many years now. So yeah, as close to high school as I could get it. I probably wouldn't wear this out. Thankfully, I don't have plans to do anything today here at the house. So I hope you guys enjoyed going down memory lane with me and getting some little tidbits about me throughout the video. But this is it. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me today. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, I have Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. It's always listed in the description box, as always. So if you are interested, it's there for you. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.